As you go for your ICSE 2024 maths exam tomorrow, I want to quickly give you 10 tips that will help you score full marks. Looking at the ICSE 2024 sample paper of maths, you can look at the analysis for the marks allotted to the topics. You will see that 2024 ICSE sample paper has commercial maths with GST, banking, shares and dividends. Section A has 1 mark, section B 3 marks for GST. Total is 4 marks. You can see this analysis. This section A marks will be here and section B marks are here. And the total marks for commercial maths, you can see it's 9. Out of these, maximum marks have gone for GST, which is in section A as well as B. Banking was only in A, but it can be in section B as well. So you see there are 9 marks for commercial maths. It is followed by algebra. With algebra, you can see the list of topics over here, and you can see with the linear inequation, section A had nothing and section B 3. So total marks were 3 for that. Quadratic equation 1 in section A and section B 3. So you will see in MCQ what you see 1 mark is the MCQ. Okay, quadratic equation again 4 marks was total, with 3 marks in section B and 1 mark in section A. Word problem of quadratic equation was total 3 with only 3 mark in section B. Ratio proportion, as you can see, ratio proportion has got major chunk over here. It has got total 8 marks. From all these, ratio proportion was very well distributed with maximum in section A, and total marks of algebra 30, which means you cannot ignore algebra. Make sure wherever there are big questions, 3 mark questions that you can see, they are in section B. Be very careful and study them well. We come to coordinate geometry. Again, reasonably good chunk of marks are here, 14 marks, and you will see there are 4 mark questions. These will be in section B. This was in section A, equation of a line. Make sure that you do it thoroughly. It's got 9 marks. Similarity was 5 marks. Loci was just 1 mark. Circles, as you can see, 12 marks. Again, make sure that circles is revised thoroughly. So total in geometry we have 22 marks over here. That is again a big chunk of marks here. After algebra, algebra was 30 and this geometry is 22. Then we come to mensuration. You will see a major chunk of marks here in section A, and section B also 1 question with 4 marks, which means there are 11 marks. So total is 11 marks for this mensuration. Trigo was closely followed with 10 marks here, and then statistics, you can see that it was full 15 marks. So statistics, make sure that you are revising properly. Here you can see the central tendencies. You will have 6 marks. So that has given you 9 marks, and that is how we get 15 marks. So you will see out of section A, that is 40 marks, and section B actually is of 60 marks, out of which 40 marks have to be attempted. So now that you've seen this, we can plan the work for the last minute strategy. Let us look at how we should do that. So the first tip I will tell you is to plan your last minute review based on the marks distribution as shown in the ICSE sample paper. Give priority to the topics with maximum marks. Tip number 2, spend more concentrated effort on the topics which have more marks in weightage. Tip number 3, learn the formulas or any special techniques your teachers or mentors have taught you. Number 4, time management. Now, in time management, remember there is no time to waste to solve each and every question. So go through all the concepts and the important topics as I told you earlier. Number 5, go through all the practice papers and the prelim papers of different schools. As you read the questions, conceptualize the answers. and plan it well. If possible, write down the main steps as you are revising. Tip number 6, whenever possible, draw the diagrams. This will not only activate your brain, but it will refresh your memory of the work that you've done in past few months. Tip number 7, think of all the reasoning and the logic behind each question as you solve these questions. Tip number 8, take care to remember the statements and the reasons. Don't just write the numbers. It's very important to write statements and reasons. Tip number 9, check and double check each calculation and also the steps that you are writing. Submit a neat and correct answer sheet as you go for the examination tomorrow. And lastly, number 10, say a small prayer. Ask God for wisdom and do that before you begin your paper and even during the paper so that you do not panic, do not fear, but you stay calm and submit and write correct work. May God bless you and all the best.